This outfit is brought to you by ThreadUp. Completely thrifted. I'll link it below. I got you. Hey, welcome back to another video. My name is Casey Michelle, your favorite breathwork facilitator. And today's video is such a popular topic. I have some videos that go in on meditation versus breathwork, which I really don't like that versus word, but there's no other way I know how to put it. But today I really just want to help you if you are trying to get into meditation, because for some reason it might look like I'm anti-meditation, which I'm not at all. I've worked with a ton of people one-on-one and helped them have a better relationship with meditation and overall breathwork, of course, too. But the two coincide big time. We're gonna get into how to better your meditation practice with breathwork and how these two can really complement each other. But before we do that, I need a subscribe from you, I need a thumbs up from you, and I need a comment from you. What do you have more experience with, meditation or breathwork? And do you have a preference? If you don't have experience with either, all answers are welcome here. To give a little background, I started meditating, being aware of meditation, actually in high school, which sounds crazy because we had a yoga and meditation class in my high school, which is like, now that I look back at it, I'm like, wow, okay, high school, y'all were doing it. I can specifically remember this one time being led into a meditation. I can remember feeling like I was in outer space. I remember like seeing myself in outer space. And that was the first time that I can remember that I really had like a, wait, what? And I remember being like, okay, I'm not asleep, but somehow I'm not here. And somehow, as soon as this teacher says, okay, come back, I'm awake. It's almost like being hypnotized to a sense. And so that was kind of like my intro to meditation. And I honestly didn't really struggle with it too much. I took it as like, oh yes, we get to lay down, close our eyes and take a nap. But that was the first time I was like, oh, it's not just a nap. That is a successful story at a young age. But meditation, for a lot of people I worked with one-on-one and just people I talk to in general, is hard. And that's what makes it so rewarding. It is hard. I think breathwork is hard as well. I think anytime we have to take away action and do non-action, it's just hard. Non-action is one of the hardest actions, but it's one of the most rewarding actions. So for me, getting into meditation, I always start with breathwork. You're like, I don't really like meditation. It's not really my thing. It's really hard. It's hard to sit still. I'm literally sitting here thinking about how I shouldn't be thinking. I get it. We've been there. I get you. I feel you. But the good news is that breathwork is kind of this active meditation, I like to call it, this really like active practice where there's no kind of room for thought. There's no room to be like, I wonder what I'm gonna eat later. I can't believe she said that the other day. When you're just fully in these breaths, no matter really the technique, I mean, I guess it could depend on the technique, but really when you're just super like only focusing on the inhale, only thinking about the exhale, you're just so in the now, you're so in your body. And I think of it like a way to kind of clear the mind before meditation. In the last like maybe 2 years, I've kind of added meditation back into my practices. I don't always meditate at the end of breath work. I tend to also like to meditate at night before bed because it's just like eases you right into sleep. You know, for a while I was just like team breath work, whatever, meditation. Not like anti-meditation, but I was just like, this thing actually works. I can't do that other thing. Like I said, in the last 2 years, I was like, well, maybe I can combine them because I do think there's benefits in just letting your body be and letting your breath just kind of express itself rather than try to control it. I just think controlling it first, getting yourself into that rest and digest and really just easing the body and saying, okay, we're good. You don't have to think about those 18 tabs open on in your brain right now. Doing that first and then going into a meditation has just been a game changer for me. If you've done breath work, you know that it can be a lot. It can be intense, a lot can come up, it can be like a workout. And so I'll just like take a minute, like I'll just close my eyes and just be for a second. It's really important to note that meditation looks a lot different for a lot of different people. That definition may look really different for you than it does for me. The sun is trying to go on me. Hold on. Okay, curls though, the curls here. But for me, meditation is just more of like a passive breathing practice, whereas breathwork is like an active breathing practice. If you're struggling with meditation, if you're like, I don't get it, what's the point? That's so hard. I don't know what y'all be talking about. Allow me to introduce you to breathwork. So typically I will do my like, it ranges lately, but we're gonna say 40 minutes of breath work, 20 minutes of meditation. Now I know like an hour long thing isn't for everybody and not everybody feels like they have that much time. I get it. It's fine. But I will say splitting it up like that might be helpful, like in that kind of ratio. Maybe that's 8 minutes of breath work, 2 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes. Or maybe you break it up another way. But I think like having the majority as breath work first and then easing into meditation has just been really useful for me. And like I've said in some other videos where I talk about meditation, I'm never putting down that practice. And again, there's so many ways to do both of these practices. This video is literally just speaking to those who are like, I think about sitting down and closing my eyes and doing that meditation thing, and I just know that I can't. And my mind starts racing and I'm like trying to turn my brain off, but it's not working. Meditation isn't really about turning your brain off. It's about actually like witnessing your brain. And you might not want to hear that because you're like, well, what does that even mean? But I promise you, do breath work first. Kind of like calm the mind down, right? Like we're slowing down the breath, we're slowing down the mind. Then you can just ease into that meditation. No control of the breath, no forcing, no straining, no pushing, no anything. And you'll notice it's just a lot more gentle. It's just a lot more ease available when you start in that sequence. I want to like emphasize that, like, yes, they are different, but they are very much like brother and sister. They're in the same family for sure. So we don't have to pick, it doesn't have to be a versus. They are on the same team, but they just have different sensations. Maybe you find that you do the breath work and that's all you need and you don't want to do the meditation, or vice versa. Again, no better or worse between either, and everybody's practice looks very different. So to each his own, but hopefully you try this today, tomorrow, at some point this week, where you just are like, okay, let me do some breath work first. Whether that's just 2 minutes of breath work and 8 minutes of meditation, like let me just tap into this. Always sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know also if there's any videos you want to see from me. I'm kind of gathering some ideas for this channel. Just always trying to be better, always trying to upgrade. And sometimes I'm just not sure about this channel. We come to these moments sometimes where we're just like, do I just stop? So let me know if there's something you really want to see from me, whatever it is, let me know in the comments. Enough rambling. I'll see you next time. Peace.